Yo, what's going on, guys? Today it is all about Instagram Reels, and I'm going to share with you guys my personal strategy and hacks to get the most out of your videos. Now, at this point, I'm seeing a good amount of success with my own Instagram Reels. At this point, I know whenever I post one, it will probably get between about 15,000 to 100,000 views, and I'm honestly seeing a lot of organic growth because of them for my following on Instagram. Now, this is almost like a part 2 video because a few months ago, I dropped a video talking about how to grow on Instagram in 2022. And that was a much broader video talking about just my overall strategy, not just on Instagram Reels. So if you haven't checked that out yet, I definitely suggest you go do so. But in today's video, we are focusing solely on Instagram Reels. I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I do. And I have no doubt in my mind that if you guys start implementing some of the strategies that I talk about in today's video, that you are also going to see some growth in higher numbers, higher view counts, all that kind of stuff with your Instagram Reels. Now, first things first, go over to Instagram and follow your boy at JHAWK SLOG because obviously we're talking about Instagram, but also you guys are going to want to follow along with some of these specific videos that I'm talking about in today's video, and you guys can see it for yourself. And then also, if you guys would drop this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well, it really does help me out and it goes a long way. But enough chit chat, let's dive right into the first part of my strategy for growing on Instagram using Reels and getting more views out of your Instagram Reels. Now, the first thing up is the hook, which is arguably the most important part to any of these short form vertical videos that are popular these days. And in my opinion, you have the first 2 to 3 seconds to kind of draw someone in and hook in their attention, but you can do this in a numerous amount of ways. Some people ask a question right off the bat to kind of make people curious and have them stick around to the end of the video. Sometimes you can just hint at something visually that again kind of makes them want to stick around to the end of the video to see it completed. A good example of that is for myself. I do a lot of shoe unboxings because I'm just into sneakers, and if you show someone a sneaker box and say you got a new pair of sneakers, people are going to be curious and want to see you open up that box and see what the shoe actually looks like. But outside of asking questions or kind of visually implying things, another great way to help hook people in is to have kind of visual effects going on. Now, I'm a big fan of film burns or overlays, things like that, which again, it's kind of like you want to punch someone in the face with visuals right off the bat. And that makes it so interesting. They kind of want to stick around and watch the video through the entire thing. So I could sit here for an hour straight and talk about a bunch of different ways you can kind of hook people in, but I'm telling you, there's no wrong or right way to do it. You just need to make sure that you do hook in people's attention and have them want to kind of stay put and watch the entire video. So next up is captions. Now, this is something that is honestly, in my opinion, very obvious, but I'm surprised by how many people don't do it when it's so simple to do. Now, if you really kind of take a step back and think about yourself as an example here, how often are you watching videos on your phone without any sound on? For me, it's actually pretty often, not just, when you're at work or maybe you're in line or maybe you're just like scrolling on your phone and not even thinking about it. A lot of times you don't have volume on, and a super easy way to keep people engaged is, if you have a talking head video where you're talking, but the person doesn't know what you're saying without audio on, then they're just going to scroll past it and move on. If you have the captions on, it's an easy way to keep people engaged with your video, and it's honestly such a simple thing to do these days. On Instagram, you can literally do it in like 10 seconds. Whenever you upload a video and you're in the Reels section, you just swipe up and hit the captions button, and it auto generates them for you in like 5 seconds. And it's like 99% accurate, and if not, you can go in and change specific words if you want. Now, as a perfectionist, sometimes I do hate the fact that captions cover up the visuals of my video. Sometimes it does drive me a little bit insane, but the good outweighs the bad with adding in the captions, so I do think it's important. And if you do want to take this a step further, you can actually add in captions very easy these days in Premiere Pro. It works in a similar way, and you can look up a very easy tutorial on it, but you can make them a little bit more stylized, choose certain fonts you want, all that kind of stuff, right? If you do it in Premiere Pro. But all in all, if you are not adding captions to your videos and there are people talking in them, you are missing out on an easy thing to do to ensure that a lot more people are going to stay engaged with your videos and watch the entire thing. Now, the way I'm talking, you might be kind of catching on to something, and that's going to bring us into the third point, which I'm just going to call attention retention. Now, this one is extremely important. Once you get someone hooked into a video, great. they've stuck around for a few seconds. Now, how do you keep them throughout the entire duration of that video? It's crazy to me how much videos have changed over the past couple of years, especially with TikTok. It seems like every single video is becoming shorter and the cuts are becoming faster. The music's becoming faster. There's more visual effects, overlays, all this stuff happening. And that really is kind of the key to this entire thing. It's almost like you hook someone in that first 2 to 3 seconds. And then it's almost like from there, you have to keep someone's attention, I would say about every 3 to 5 seconds after that. So basically what that means is every 3 to 5 seconds after that hook, there needs to be something visually appealing enough for someone to stick around and have them keep on watching for the entire video. Now, it sounds kind of crazy when you break it down like that, but it isn't way too complicated. It can be very simple things. One, it might just be a camera angle change, or for me, I do a lot of zoom ins and zoom outs. I love a good overlay to kind of keep a longer shot interesting. And also another easy way to do this is to keep your video short and sweet. But honestly, the easiest thing really is to just have quick cuts. So if you are shooting a video, for example, maybe just keep that in mind. Move the camera around a little bit more. Try to keep it engaged. And I definitely recommend you guys for any of these tips is to think about these tips that I'm giving you, take a step back, go to Instagram and watch some Instagram reels for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, right? And really try to break down the videos and see which ones are keeping you engaged and why that's happening. The days of long drawn out videos, I think are over, at least for now. So yeah, if you're not keeping people's attention for your video, it's highly unlikely that your video is going to take off and get a bunch of views. Next up, you want to use a trending sound. Now, Instagram, for whatever reason, makes finding a trending sound a little complicated, at least compared to TikTok. On TikTok, it's super easy. You can just go to basically viral sounds or featured sounds, things like that. There's a section for it. On Instagram, you basically just have to be scrolling through the Instagram Reels section. And when you see the music title in the bottom left-hand corner, if it has a little arrow pointing up, that means that that is a trending sound. So it just kind of depends on what type of video you're doing. Sometimes you need to find a trending sound first before you shoot it, so you can make sure you shoot to kind of match the style of the sound. But sometimes maybe it's just a talking video or whatever, and you need some background music and you can find a trending song later on. But that's basically what I do. I just scroll through, save some trending sounds that I like. And if you click on that trending sound with that arrow pointing up, it will show how many other people have used that sound for a reel. And I try to find one that is between like 5 to 20,000 other reels have used it. Because that to me is a sweet spot of, if you're using a sound that, I don't know, 500,000 people have already used, to me, it's kind of overdone. It's probably on its way out. It's not going to last much longer, and it's just way more saturated. So at least in my thinking and what I've heard from other people's strategy and things like that is if you use something that's a little bit lower, I would say again, maybe that 5 to 20,000 range. That to me it's on its way up. So it's hot right now. Enough people are using it, but it's going to have potential to kind of keep growing. And I do think if you look at my most successful Instagram Reels on my page with the most views, always it's because I was using a trending sound, and I do think that plays into it. So last but not least, and that is the loop. Okay, now the loop is also a very important piece to any of these short form vertical videos. And it kind of goes along with the retention part, and I'm sure you guys are catching on here, is you want people to watch your videos all the way through. But to kind of add on to that is if you can have them watch not just all the way through, but then to watch it a second time, or at least into that second time, if that makes sense, that is where you are really going to see results. Now, you can do this again in a few ways. A couple examples of how I've specifically done it is I have one video where it's actually unboxing this Apple Studio display right here. In the last shot of the video is me kind of panning into the screen, and on the screen, it's actually playing the first shot of my video. So if that makes sense, it's kind of like an Inception thing. The camera pans in and you see the first shot that it cuts to, and that's the loop. Again, it just takes a little bit of planning, but it is kind of like a sneaky way to have it just loop perfectly. Now, another way I've kind of done this seamless loop in a different way is I had this talking piece at the beginning of a video, just basically a sentence. But what I did is I cut that sentence in half and had the second half of it be the start of my video and then the first half of it be the end of the video. Hopefully this makes sense. But basically, I start asking a question that when the loop cuts and it kind of goes into the video again, it seems like just one seamless sentence. So see if you can catch it. I'm gonna share with you guys my #1 tip for productivity that works every single time when I need to get a ton of work done. Telling you it works. So if you're someone like myself who struggles to just get started out sometimes, I'm gonna share with you guys my #1 tip for productivity that works every single time when I need to get a ton of work done. And I've seen this strategy a lot from people recently, and a lot of times people kind of tee up a question that then works off of their initial question. So for example, there's this NBA analyst that I watch, and he'll have the end of his video say something like, and that's why, and then the first sentence will be like, LeBron James warms up this way before every game. It's just an easy way to kind of make that seamless loop. And a lot of times if people aren't paying very close attention, they start watching that video a second time without even noticing. If you can get someone to watch all the way through a video 2 full times or more, amazing. But even if you just get over that 100% into the second view, let's say maybe get 120%, that's a huge win. It's telling Instagram and the algorithm that people are enjoying your video, they want to watch it more, and that means they're going to just push it to more people. So guys, those are my 5 biggest tips and hacks for Instagram Reels right now, but I am seeing serious results with my Instagram using Instagram Reels and all these strategies. I'm trying to think about the exact timing here, but I would say between 8 or 10 months ago, I think I was around 3,000 followers on Instagram, and now I'm coming up on 22,000. And I would say a very, very large portion of why that is because of Instagram Reels. And I always try to say this is don't be intimidated by short form vertical content. A lot of times the most basic and simple videos are doing the best these days. And for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with just using your iPhone or something like that to film these videos. I do it myself, and they're some of the most successful videos that I have. So guys, drop any questions that you have down in the comments below. I'd love to help you guys out in any way that I possibly can. But I think that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you were able to take something away from it. And please let me know if you implement any of these strategies for yourself and you see any success with it. Tag me over on Instagram and DM me a video. I would love to see what you guys are creating and just love to connect with you guys over there as well. Now, if you did enjoy today's video, will you please drop this video a thumbs up? And also while you're down there, make sure you subscribe to this channel as well, because I guarantee we're gonna come out with another part 2 or part 3, whatever you want to call it now, for this series of videos, because like I said, this is an ever evolving thing, and I'm sure I'm going to learn more and things are going to change. I'm going to have some more tips and hacks and strategies for you guys as well. Well guys, that's going to be it for me in today's video. Go create something sick, put it out there in the world, and you never know what could happen. I will catch you guys in the next video very, very soon. Peace, guys.